I am the Salsa Queen. Oh, are we rolling now? Yeah. Oh, okay. I started the business out of necessity. I had 7 kids that I had to provide for and put food on their table. I love cooking. In my culture, that's how we show our love, through food. So this was kind of like a perfect fit for me to create recipes that I can make a living out of and provide for my family. I grew up with one salsa that my mom used to make all the time, but I knew that there were more than one salsa, so I started creating some more recipes. My kids would be chopping tomatoes in the kitchen with me, and we actually started selling them on Facebook. Meeting the clients in parking lots or at their work, and we will exchange money for salsas. Then I applied for farmers markets, which was so much fun. We met so many people. My kids will come. It was a family affair. You know, every Sunday that I was doing the farmers market, we would sell out. But I knew that once farmers markets were over in the summer, what was I gonna do? So my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, he said, what about some stores? And I was like, you're crazy. That's never gonna happen. Should I tell the story that I got mad at my husband, or should I not? Jimmy is like, oh, here we go.
My name is Jim Birch, and I'm the managing director here at Salsa Queen. We were kicking around different ideas for her to have a business, and then she came to me one day and said, you know what, I just want to do salsa. It speaks my language, it's my culture. And so I said, fine, let's do salsa. But I've been involved with Salsa Queen from day one.
When we were coming up with the name and the branding, my husband now, he said, what about Salsa Queen?
No, I can't remember why. I think I was listening to ABBA and the Dancing Queen song. And for whatever reason, I came home and said, you know what? Salsa Queen would be kind of a fun name. And I told her.
And I thought that was like the stupidest name out there. I'm like, whatever, that's not gonna be the name. That's so cheesy.
And she just went off on me about how stupid and cheesy of a name it was.
And then I went to a networking event and they said, okay, under what should we put you in so we can remember you? And it dawned on me, I'm like, Salsa Queen.
And so later that evening she came home and she was very contrite and basically said, yeah, I'm gonna go with Salsa Queen.
And so I came home and I said, guess what? It is Salsa Queen. So here and there I will go to the store and I will imagine my product be on the shelves and I will be like, how would that be? And you know, luckily enough, I'm so persistent and so stubborn that I went to my first store, I showed my product and I told them, I wanna sell my salsas here. They tried the salsas locally, they loved them and they said, bring them in. And I did the same thing with a few other local stores around the valley, and we were selling really good, but I wanted more. So I called Smith's. I happened to talk to the buyer for my product, and I was like, hey, I wanna come and I wanna show you these salsas that I made. They're really good. And he said, I'm not really interested. And I said, they're fresh salsas. And he said, oh, they're fresh? And I said, yes. He said, come down on Tuesday. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I went into Smith's, which is owned by Kroger's, and I went with my Costco bag. I had no idea what I was doing, but that was the only bag I had at the time. And I go into the office, I'm following this very important guy that I was so intimidated by, but I was thinking, it's okay, you know, he's only human like me. We go into his office, and he tries a pico de gallo, which is like my favorite one. He tries that one and he says, you're in. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And within no more than 5 minutes, there were like 15 people in the office trying the salsas. And he's like, okay, you better hire more people besides your kids. And then he said, and somebody please give her a Kroger's bag and throw that Costco bag away. And I was like, sorry. He sent me with his admin, and the admin said, in 17 years that I have worked here, this has never happened. People die to be on your spot. They take years for them to get into Kroger's. So you better take care of your spot. At that point, I realized what I had got myself into, and it was the beginning of our success story.
I'm Chef Brian. I am the chef for Salsa Queen. The recipes are definitely scaling up the bigger we get. And that's part of my job, is make sure that we don't lose that integrity of the product while we get bigger.
I think the brand and the products will open up a lot of markets. So it's just how quickly we can get into those markets and how we can service them.
So after my meeting with Kroger's, I went to Associated Food, and luckily they said yes. And I was like, what am I going to do now? You know, I have two huge corporations that want our salsa.
The brand, the stories, the products, and the way that we get people to sample, that's really our value add. And so we're just gonna take that model and scale it up across the country.
So they brought us in, and you know, we are in over 100 stores from St. George all the way to Boise.
She started at the farmers markets to being the largest producer of fresh salsas in Utah now.
We have over 50 employees. We're expanding, we're growing.
And so what we're doing is we're just building out like a national brand, and we're trying to do this organically without going into too much debt. I mean, obviously you saw the new kitchen, and that's gonna require a build out.
Here we are in the bigger facility, and this is the future of Salsa Queen. But I could not do this without these amazing people behind me, that they do such an amazing job, and of course, all the people that they buy our product.